Hello everybody, excited about this video. Going to look at the freight outlook for the first 3 months of 2022, brought to you by Rocky Mountain Hotshot Dispatch. This is Nate. Keep this video short and sweet, and you guys might even be on the road while you're watching or listening. Hope you're having a great day. Let's dive in. All right, most of you guys have kind of a gut feeling 2022 is looking good for freight. That would be correct. I want to put some stats and figures to confirm what you guys are thinking. Here's a quote from Ben Franklin: "Success is the residue of planning." So it's one thing to have gut feeling; it's another thing to plan and execute and make this year successful. And that's what I want to be a part of with you guys. All right, next slide. We're going to do a overview, kind of a macro outlook of the U.S. in general. They're expecting strong GDP growth at 4%. Whether that's tied to all this government spending or whatever will remain to be seen. But the economy is supposed to grow at 4%, which is good. Now, they are anticipating ports to remain backlogged. In fact, many of them are even saying might not even have an off season from a freight perspective. So I think you guys can drive as much as you want going into 2022. What's interesting is because of the backlog and the supply chain issues, they are anticipating a transition from JIT, just-in-time inventory, to JIC, which is just-in-case inventory. Now, why this is significant is because just-in-time means they're going to order what they need and have it arrive just when they need it. So, for example, the automobile industry that has run out of chips, the chip shortage, is because they're just in time, right? They're ordering just what they need, so they don't have to hold 5,000 chips in their warehouses because that's money sitting on the shelves, right? Well, switching to a just-in-case, right, means they actually now want 5,000 chips in their warehouse. Well, that means those need to be shipped. So that is, they're anticipating an increase in demand for needing freight when companies switch to a JIC inventory system. Hope that makes sense. What's interesting is they're anticipating a migration from larger to smaller carriers. So some of you drivers might be thinking, man, that should have happened a long time ago. You're probably right. I mean, we all know if you're driving for a larger company, a larger carrier, you're making a third what you could be making as an owner-operator, or even working for some of these smaller carriers. Like when you see those trucks at 48 cents a mile, it's just a total joke when, we're booking $1.50 to $3 per mile on average on our loads. So supply chain pressure, kind of summarizing what we've talked about on a couple of these other points. But yeah, in general, the ports, the trucking, the driver shortage, all of that, they're anticipating that pressure to remain into 2022. And then what's also good, though, is no vaccine mandate for drivers unless you are in a carrier that is 100 plus. Because the government's put that mandate on larger companies with employees over 100 do need a vaccine mandate. So that might be what's leading to this shift from larger to smaller carriers. I want to show you this chart. This is right around Christmas, the load to truck ratio impact. As you can see in the middle here is Christmas. So they're saying there's going to be almost seven loads per truck, and this is across the board for flatbed, reefer, van, flatbed, hotshot, all that. So take this with a grain of salt, as we should most stats. But then, so the average going into Christmas is around 3 loads per truck. Once you get outside of New Year's, it's gonna equalize again to about 3 loads. It's gonna go up to maybe 4 loads per truck, but I just wanted to show you that because we're right around Christmas. Many of you guys stay home. Glad you're staying home. You should get some downtime, get some rest. Next year there's going to be plenty of work, plenty of miles to drive, so plenty of freight to haul. So get some rest this year. Just wanted to show that for info only. All right, let's get specific to hotshot driving. Okay, here's what the experts are forecasting. Of course, I put experts in quotations because we never know who the experts are, what their names are, what they do. So take it with a grain of salt. All right, so the load to truck for hotshot driving is expected to increase. Of course, The rate per mile is expected to increase by 3 to 4%. Not a huge jump, unfortunately. We'll talk about ways to get that even higher. Now, this is what's interesting. Equipment, trucks, trailers, even tarps are going to have less availability, and they're probably going to cost more. So if you need even, some new straps, chains, binders, whatever, I'd buy those sooner rather than later. Some key industries for you guys to be considering. Automobile sector, obviously with the chip shortage, they were kind of lax on production this year. And once they start getting supplies, they're going to make up for that backlog. So lots of hauling for automobiles. Manufacturing and building materials, same thing. Like we remember lumber just went through the roof earlier this year. And so, in fact, I've even done a few loads for building materials with you guys, and they're paying pretty well, which is good. Okay, and then regionally in the U.S., so obviously on the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, where the ports are, going to remain hot. Texas is just booming, especially as people exit California and move to Texas because it's just more favorable taxes and business. So those areas are going to remain hot going in and out of. All right, now what I want to talk to you about, very key here, is what I think the experts are missing, just because they're focusing on the macro picture or whatever. But some trends that I'm seeing. Okay, first of all, you've got these YouTube drivers. And these YouTube drivers are, they're wanting clicks on their videos, right? So they're saying, oh, look at us. We made 12,000 this week. We made 15,000 this week. We're legit. Quit your job. Become a hotshot driver. Okay? Well, people are watching these, and yeah, they are becoming new drivers to the market. Now, the scary thing, if you will, is these drivers, when they get in, they have not been prepped for the paperwork, the insurance, the equipment costs, none of that stuff. And so they are getting, I don't know if desperate is the right word, but they really want to get hauling and getting that revenue. Okay, so that means that prices go down. Okay, they're not concerned with negotiating. They're not concerned yet with rate per mile. They just need to get revenue. So they're taking the load as is. And of course, if nobody's negotiating with brokers, well, why should prices go up? So that can impact pricing, especially when you pair it with these YouTube dispatchers. Very similar thing. Dispatchers and YouTube are, touting it as the next get rich scheme. Quit your job, become a dispatcher, make 6 figures in your first year. Simply not the case. You add in the fact that a lot of them are from India or the Philippines. They have no understanding really of the region of the U.S., the market of the U.S. They don't care about where a load takes you. If it's Podunkville, USA, okay, they're just taking things as they go, which is also driving down pricing. And I'm telling you guys, I have seen loads disappear within minutes. And so it goes very, very, very fast. And you have to remember, when supply increases, prices go down, okay? And that is what we are seeing, it to some degree, I think, behind the numbers in the hotshot market. Okay, and I want to show you this quick chart. This is the load to truck ratio on DAT going back to 2016, but I want to draw your attention to just the red line right here, 2021, okay? And now they're saying, middle of the year, there's almost 120 loads per truck for flatbed. Okay, now this is 53 foot, this is across the board. This is 20 footers to 53 foot, right? Okay, but here's what I'm going to tell you is that, the caution behind this, all right? I've seen brokers post the same load 15 times on a board, okay? I don't think they're accounting for that here, all right? So take this for a grain of salt. I'm telling you, there is more pressure on these boards for these loads, and they go really, really fast, okay? Be careful with statistics. They are typically inflated. All right, this is my last slide. Planning for success for 2022, okay? First thing is get a good dispatcher. I don't have a ton of drivers that I'm working with right now, but I'm telling you, all of them have had a bad experience with at least 2 dispatchers. Most of them are from out of the country, okay? But you need to find one that's going to watch boards constantly for you, because I'm telling you, sitting in your truck on your mobile phone, you're not seeing everything that you can see on a desktop, Okay. Second piece is financial visibility. Where's your money going? If you know how much you're making per truck, even if it's your own truck, this helps you make smarter investment decisions in terms of your equipment. A lot of you guys want to add another truck, add another driver. Well, don't just do that based on a gut feeling. Let's do that wisely with knowing where our money is going, okay? And the last piece, and I talked to all my drivers about this, take care of yourself. Get a hotel every now and then. It's worth it. You guys getting a good night's sleep rather than, trying to stuff yourselves in the back seat of your truck. That's not a long-term method for success. Okay, you got to take care of yourself. All right. So my company, Rocky Mountain Hotshot Dispatch. Okay, I do watch reports constantly. I'm probably the only dispatcher with an accounting background. I've got a bachelor's in finance, a master's in accounting. So I'm actually excited to offer the ability to do bookkeeping for you guys. I provide you with a profit and loss every month, so you see how much you made and where you spent it, gas, equipment maintenance, insurance, whatever it may be, food. Okay, we know where it's going, so that way we know our bottom line. So I'd love to help you out. You can find my contact information on my website, haulinghotshot.com. Again, this is Nate with Rocky Mountain Hotshot Dispatch. Hope you found this video insightful into next year. You guys are fabulous. Hope to hear from y'all soon. Have a great day. Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to y'all later.